everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm showing how to make this silky water leaf soup. I have shared this recipe before, but then it wasn't so clear, so I'm doing it again. If you're interested, please keep watching. In fact, you should be interested. This recipe is a must try, so keep watching. So for the list of ingredients, I have goat meat, momo and shaki. Use any protein you like. Over here I have some snails. I'm sure you guys know my relationship with snail by now. Okay, so next I have some dry fish and stock fish. Of course, we're going to need the water leaf vegetables. See, I have tried this soup with spinach, and I didn't quite like it, so I'll say just stick with water leaf vegetable. I make this soup only during summer when there's water leaf. Thanks to Faith Vibes who sent me this vegetable. I'm going to link her channel in the description box in case you want to get some. She can deliver to you. I have crayfish and pepper. Another very important ingredient for this soup is ogilisi or ogilibo, like it is also known. This is the one you should use, not iro, not dawadawa, not okpe. Try to find this one for this soup. I have some seasoning cubes, a thickener. I'm using achi thickener, which is my preferred thickener, not Quaker Oats. Achi gives it a nice taste, so I prefer achi as a thickener for this soup. I have some onions to cook the meat and some salt. To begin, I'm going to pressure cook the momo and the stockfish. The stockfish is very hard. This type of stockfish is very hard. So if you don't have a pressure pot, you want to soak it for a few hours before you start cooking. So I'm going to pressure cook these two while I cook the other meat on the stove. So I'm going to add some onions, seasoning cubes, salt, cover and let it cook. So next I'm going to add the goat meat, the shaki and the snails in another pot. Season it with some onions, seasoning cubes and salt. Cover it and let it steam for about 20 minutes without adding water. "20 minutes later, what happened was the meat released its own juice. I let it go some more so it absorbed those juice back into the meat. So at this point, I'm going to add some water and continue cooking just until the snail is cooked. So once the snail is cooked, I take it out because I didn't want it to be overcooked. I'm going to introduce it back into the pot much later. Meanwhile, I'm going to continue cooking the goat meat and the shaki until it is about 80% cooked. Next, I'm going to wash the vegetable, and you want to take your time to really wash this vegetable. You don't want to hear crack, croak, boom, buzz, buzz when you're eating your vegetable soup, because most times you're going to find sand. So make sure you wash really well with plenty of water. So I'm going to do that now that the meat is cooking. Basically just prep everything I need to prep before the meat is cooked. So I washed this several times until there was no more sand. So once I have washed to my satisfaction, I'm going to add some salt and then wash this vegetable as if I'm washing bitter leaf. You know, water leaf vegetable has this slimy thing in it that acts as a binder in soups. Yes, but we don't want all of that for this recipe. So the aim here is to try to get as much as we can out. So I'll continue to wash. I washed for about 5 times until it became better. So this was after I washed for the 5th time, and you can see the water is even clearer. So I'm just going to squeeze it out one last time. I also like to slice it so I don't end up with long strands in the soup. At this point, I check on the meat and it is about 80% cooked, so I turned it off so it does not overcook since I still had some things to do. I've also checked on the pomo and the stockfish and it is soft at this point. I released the pressure before opening it, don't make that mistake. So at this point you can see the stockfish, the pomo, everything is soft. You can go ahead and debone the stockfish, but I didn't want to do that. The bone of the stockfish actually is very soft, but you can debone it if you want to and shred it, but I didn't want to shred the stockfish. I wanted it to be whole, so I'm going to be leaving it like that. Next, I'll grind the crayfish, pepper and ogilisi in this my earthen pot. You can also decide to blend this, but this is fun. Come on, let's have some fun. So I'm going to grind it until it is smooth. Scoop it into a bowl and set it aside. I also rinsed out the earthen pot with some water so that nothing is left hanging. So now let's put everything together. I'm going to add the stockfish, the pomo back into the pot with the goat meat. I'll add the snail at this point as well. Next, I'll add the dry fish. Mix to combine. Add palm oil. Now add the grinded crayfish, pepper and ogilisi. Add some water and then mix to combine. Be careful with water when making this soup because water leaf is a very soft vegetable. Even though we are going to be adding a thickener, you don't want it to be, very watery. The aim is to have a silky consistency. So add water gradually. So once you do that, cover it and bring to a boil. So once it boils, I'm going to go ahead and add the achi thickener. With this thickener, a little go a long way. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons and it's enough to get the magic done. If you think you need more, just let it come to a boil first, and if it's not as thick as you want it to be, you can go ahead and add more. But trust me, when this soup cools down, it will become thicker. So add just a little at a time. So once I stir it in, I'll cover it and let it come back to a boil. So once it boils, check to make sure the achi is all dissolved before you go ahead and add the water leaf vegetable. So once I add the vegetable, I'll mix to combine and see how silky our soup is looking. Doesn't this look good? So I'm going to just stir to combine, cover it and let it simmer for another 1 or 2 minutes and our soup is ready. Also, when adding the vegetable, just use your discretion. You don't want it to be too thick. Yeah, I didn't finish the vegetable. I'm going to store this in the freezer. Like I said earlier, I tried this with spinach and I didn't quite like it, but try it, maybe you'll like it. So I'm going to cover it now and let it simmer while I go ahead and prepare my plantain fufu. This meal is best enjoyed with pounded yam, apple, you name it, semo. But today I'm going to be having it with plantain fufu. So I'm just going to go ahead and slice it up, blend it, and cook it straight in the pot. I hope you get to try out this recipe. You'll be so happy you did. So once everything is ready, nothing is left to do than to enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Joyful Cook. Follow me on Instagram at The Joyful Cook as well. I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.